Twilight Imperium, Thunder's Edge Lore Compendium. A galaxy broken. After the disastrous expedition to Ixth, the galaxy is riven by new threats. The Mahact Kings enslave entire civilizations with their gene sorcery, while the extra-dimensional Vuil'Raith seek to feed everything to their demonic hunger. War threatens the entire galaxy, and the Council's tenuous peace hangs by a thread, with only the dutiful efforts of the Keleres keeping all-out conflict at bay. While most of the great powers turn against one another in such times, some courageous and clear-eyed few build bridges instead of walls. Elements within the universities of Julnar formed a partnership with members of the Ralnel Consortium to find a countermeasure for the Mahact mind control powers which have been so effective on the Kreus in particular. Their attempt yielded dramatic, if inconclusive, results over the paradise world of Ixth, breaking the Mahact control over the planet. It also drew galactic attention to the newly created deep-wrought scholarate and formerly overlooked consortium. The Kreus legionnaires at Ixth were freed from the Mahact control, but forever changed by the experience. Now they are a broken people in a galaxy whose cracks have never seemed deeper or more profound. Even their homecoming offered neither comfort nor answers, only more and more troubling questions. Thunder's Edge. While the galaxy scrambles to reckon with new threats, the spirit of exploration remains undimmed among the bold and curious. With funding from a mysterious benefactor, the former Queiron of the Hakan commissioned an expedition to an unknown world on the galactic rim. Haru Gefhara hired a Ralnel Consortium scout ship and selected a diverse crew of adventurers, spacefarers, and explorers. On their arrival at Thunder's Edge, the expedition discovered a planet-sized mystery. The oversized planet had only an average-sized gravity well and was shrouded with mysterious thunderstorms that seemed to come and go according to a cryptic pattern. They also found a crashed starship, the FSS Orlando of the Salient Sun Joint Task Force. Fleeing an engagement with the necrovirus in the Ordinian Nebula, the Orlando had escaped to Thunder's Edge, where their necro pursuers had mysteriously perished, perhaps victims of one of the planet's many storms. With aid from Gefhara's expedition, the Orlando was restored to operation and returned to aid its compatriots at Ordinian. Rumors of the powerful weapon against the necrovirus that Orlando brought from Thunder's Edge have now spread far and wide, as each individual member of the expedition had their own agendas and loyalties to consider. The formerly anonymous planet is now a center of interest for the entire galaxy. The Salient Sun. About a decade before the re-emergence of the Mahact Kings, the galaxy had been in the midst of all-out war with the sinister L1Z1X mind net. To that end, the Federation of Sol and Ixth Kingdom created the Salient Sun Joint Task Force, both to foster cooperation between the two militaries in the face of the unknown threat, and to increase the status of both great powers on the Council. Dispatched to what was then the relatively unknown frontier toward the galactic west, the Salient Sun soon made an unpleasant discovery. The 1X had their own problem, the even more deadly threat of the necrovirus. Many years later, the Salient Sun remained in theater, continuing to fight against the necrovirus on behalf of worlds in or near the Ordinian Nebula. Most of these worlds had no or minimal representation on the Council, and the task force's presence was offering little political benefit to its paymasters. The force was ordered to stand down some years ago, but the Salient Sun has instead remained in operation, resupplying and recruiting from the worlds they now protect. Recently, they staged a major offensive on the colony world of Ordinian, named after the nebula it borders. Previously lost to the necrovirus, Ordinian is a symbol of what the Salient Sun fights for, and an opportunity to prove that the necrovirus can be opposed and beaten. A lesson both for the task force's local supporters and the doubters and naysayers on the council. Thanks to the timely intervention of the FSS Orlando and the mysterious entity it unleashed on Ordinian, the gambit was successful, and Ordinian became the first world to be reclaimed from the necrovirus. Aptly renamed the Last Bastion, the former Council task force has completely rejected Council control, as have many nearby worlds. The Council is forced to confront an uncomfortable truth. Their grasp of the galaxy is slipping. War in the Shadows. The New Order is already slipping into the past. The galaxy is a tumultuous place. Some of the threats are overt and obvious. The all-consuming necrovirus, the power-mad Mahact gene sorcerers, the L1Z1X and their thirst for vengeance. But other threats are hidden in the shadows. Beyond reality lurk the demonic hordes of the Vuil'Raith cabal, but their crazed cultists are already here, spreading the gospel of the ever-hungry flesh. Opportunists and criminals are a constant threat, especially in times of chaos, and some ostensibly benevolent associations, such as the Firmament, hide a subversive and dangerous purpose that threatens the very concept of power. Of course, not every actor in the shadows behind the main stage is a villain. The Council Keleres, in an effort to oppose such groups, allot more and more of their funding to training groups of clandestine operatives to resolve impossible situations by whatever means are necessary. And of course, the Israel Guild of Spies has been active across the galaxy for longer than anyone will admit, always keeping their own secrets close to their chests while swiping everyone else's. And both factions sometimes run afoul of the mysterious nomad and his own subtle designs. The shadow war for the heart of the galaxy is fiercer than ever and with higher stakes. The goals and motives of all its players are forever uncertain, all alliances necessarily temporary and suspect. What does seem clear is that several of the actors in the shadows are desperate. They live in fear of some secret that only they know, a secret that could unite the galaxy or fracture it. A dark future. The galaxy stands on the edge of a blade. Disasters approach from all directions, and the Council lacks the united will to respond to any of these threats. In the midst of this tumult, leaders rise, people who have the fortitude, initiative, and vision to lead their people and the galaxy through these threats to a brighter future. But whose plan for the future is superior? Whose vision will win through? As the galaxy turns its attention to the mysterious world of Thunder's Edge, seeking salvation or destruction, these would-be leaders will be tested. Will the future lead to calamity or prosperity? Or, as happens so often when great powers clash, calamity for some and prosperity for others? A great struggle is coming. Only the most able will triumph.